What is going on, guys, and welcome back to Magic Game World. If you love the smell of salt water and the roar of cannons, you are definitely in the right place. Today, we are charting a course through the absolute best upcoming naval warfare games. To keep things organized, we are breaking this down into two eras. First, we are going back to the golden age of piracy, so think wooden hulls, massive sails, and boarding axes. Then, we are going to fast forward to the modern era for some high-tech steel-hulled combat. So grab your spyglass because we are diving straight into the classic era. First up on the list, we have a title aiming for pure, uncompromising immersion called Ahoy. If you want a game that takes historical accuracy seriously, this is the one. We're talking about a multiplayer voyage back to the 1780s in the West Indies. The developers are basically reconstructing the late 18th century down to the last rope and hinge. The massive selling point here is the cooperation. They are aiming for up to 16 players per ship. That means you and your friends actually have to work as a crew, handling sails manually and managing cargo. It isn't just about shooting cannons, it's about seamanship. You have to read the wind and manage relationships with colonial empires and pirates. It is looking like a late 2026 or 2027 release, but for a simulation this deep, it will be worth the wait. Next up, we have a game that mixes the Age of Sail with a gritty survival twist called Windrose. You might remember this project by its old name Crosswind, but it has officially rebranded. This is set in an alternate age of piracy where you play as a courier who gets betrayed and stranded. From there, it's a fight for survival. What makes Windrose stand out is how it blends that classic gather, craft, build gameplay with naval combat. You start with nothing and eventually command massive galleons, but the combat is where it gets spicy. On land, it uses a Souls-like system with parries and dodges, which you will need because you're fighting supernatural bosses and ancient evils. The transition from ship to land is seamless, allowing you to bombard a fort and then storm the beach. Look out for this one in 2026. For the hardcore RPG fans, we have Caribbean legend Age of Pirates. If you are a veteran of the genre, this is based on the cult classic City of Abandoned Ships, but fully overhauled with a modern engine. Think of this as Sid Meier's Pirates meets Mount and Blade Bannerlord. It's a massive, unlimited open-world sandbox. You can play as Peter Blood following a specific story, or just create your own character and do whatever you want. The depth is insane, with colony conquests, hundreds of procedural missions, and over 20 major side quests. You can trade, hunt for buried treasure, and even pursue romance storylines. It's dense, complex, and perfect for sinking hundreds of hours into. Now for a total wildcard, we have Sea of Remnants. While the other games focus on history, this one dives headfirst into fantasy and style. You play as a puppet folk sailor with lost memories, exploring a world that blends pirate adventure with a vibrant comic book aesthetic. The gameplay loop is a unique mix of exploration and city building. You are collecting over 300 companions to help you manage a pirate city called Orbtopia. It's your safe haven where you can craft gear, cook, or play mahjong. When you do set sail, the combat blends turn-based strategy with real-time raids. If you want a naval game that trades realism for pure punk artistic flair, this is the one to watch. And finally, we cannot close out the classic era without talking about the big one, the rumored Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake. For years, this was just whispers under the codename Project Obsidian, but it is looking more real than ever. If you played the original in 2013, you know it set the standard. Imagine that legendary Caribbean open world rebuilt with today's water tech and visual fidelity. We don't have a release date yet, but just knowing we might be commanding the Jackdaw again with next-gen graphics is enough to get any captain excited. Alright, that wraps up the wooden decks and iron men. It's time to trade the wind for diesel and the cannonballs for cruise missiles. Let's dive into the modern era. To kick off the Steel Age, we're heading to the Pacific Theater in 1942 with Task Force Admiral Volume 1, American Carrier Battles. If you grew up playing classics like Carriers at War, this is the spiritual successor you've been waiting for. It's a deep, innovative command simulation where you lead a US Navy carrier task force. The cool part is the perspective. You can play from a traditional God's eye view or stand in the flag plot in first-person mode, experiencing the battle through the eyes of the Admiral. There are no artificial skill trees here, just real-time crisis management and realistic ballistics. With over 90 classes of ships meticulously researched, this is shaping up to be the ultimate carrier command experience, arriving in early 2026. Next, we are leaving the surface and diving deep with modern naval warfare. This title is going to redefine the submarine genre. You are taking command of the United States' most lethal nuclear attack sub, the SSN-774 Virginia class. This is a next-generation simulator with a fully modeled 3D control room, and yes, it has VR support. The environment covers over 1 million square kilometers of the South China Sea with terrifyingly realistic physics involving thermal layers and sound channels. The absolute best feature is the multi-station co-op. You can assign friends to different stations like sonar or weapons, and even use tablets as extra screens. Whether you are hunting convoys or launching land strikes, this is the ultimate high-tech sub-sim. Finally, we are surfacing for our last pick, heading back to World War II with Battleship Command Scharnhorst. If you have ever wanted to captain a 30,000-ton beast, this is your chance. You are taking command of the legendary German battleship Scharnhorst. What sets this apart is the physical immersion. You can actually walk the decks and control rooms in first person, all recreated from historical blueprints. You are managing gunnery, radar, and navigation while hunting convoys from the icy Norwegian Sea to the Mediterranean. It features dynamic weather and realistic damage models, so every hit counts. If you want to feel the sheer weight of command on a battleship, this is a must-play. And there you have it, guys. That is our list of the best upcoming naval warfare games. From the golden age of piracy to the heat of modern combat, there is something huge coming for every type of captain. Which one of these are you most hyped for? Let me know down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to Magic Game World for more gaming news. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.